Well, hello. Hey guys, how are you? So I'm Mr. Stehle. I teach at Matthew Whaley. And then go ahead, Mr. Jackson. Who are you?
I'm Mr. Jackson. I teach at James River, Laurel Lane, Clara Bird Baker, and James Blaine Blayton Elementary Schools.
And we are lucky today. We get to work with Mr. Garris. Mr. Garris, how you doing?
Doing fine. Good morning, everybody. It's good to see you, and at least in a small screen.
There we are. Mr. Garris, what schools do you teach at again?
I'm at Stonehenge, Stonehouse, Norge, DJ Montague, and Matoka.
I'm pretty pumped because we get to talk about this super awesome thing, breathing. It's not just for living anymore. You know that, right, guys? It's important. It's important. Mr. Jackson, what do you guys say, man?
So why do we breathe? Well, other than the fact that if we don't breathe, we die. So we've talked about also posture, right? When you have great posture and you're sitting like a superhero, we also have to breathe like a superhero. They take in a lot of air and they have a huge lung capacity. Now, if you're going to use just a small amount of your lung capacity, 10 to 20%, that's what you're doing probably right now in your math class, when you're sitting around playing video games, when you're eating lunch with your family. This is just normal day-to-day stuff. 50 to 60% is like you're in PE class, you're playing dodgeball, you're trying not to be the last one out. You're outside with your parents, you're going on a bicycle journey. Mr. Stehle goes on hikes with his kids, doing stuff that's a high-intensive workout. Now, when we get closer to 100% and we want to use 100% of our lung capacity, there's one activity we do that where our lungs are the most efficient. And what do you guys think that is? What do you think that we do?
Easy. I know this one. Eating pizza.
Eating pizza is not right.
The way I do it, I am breathing heavy.
I appreciate the effort. Maybe 60 or 70. I'll go a little higher, but not 100. Not 100.
Oh.
We want to use 100% of our lung capacity. What do you think, Mr. Garris?
I think it's probably watching reruns of NFL games.
Yeah, so my dad gets very stressed out by that, but that's not 100% of your lung capacity, unfortunately. There's one thing we do. You all did this last night. We do it every single day. Everybody does this. It's our sleeping.
What?
Sleep. Why? Because we're relaxed when we sleep and we're lying down. And we're breathing in a natural, open, relaxed way. And we don't have any weight on our body because we're sitting up with great posture. So we're trying to emulate the body posture we have when we're asleep, where everything is straight. There's no weight on our lungs, on our chest. And we're just taking in a deep, relaxed breath and using our entire lung capacity.
Mr. Jackson, that reminds me. It's been said that over the years, you learn how to breathe wrong on cartoons, everything else about lift those shoulders, take in that air, but you're only pulling that top part of your lungs, that air in. Instead, we should be breathing from the bottom up. And we're lying on our back when we're sleeping in some ways. Or even when we come into this world and we're on our back, we breathe correctly with our shoulders down.
Yeah, we learn how to breathe badly.
So that means we probably have to learn how to breathe like a musician, which means we got to get rid of tension. That dude right there does not have any tension in his body. His arms are down. His shoulders are relaxed. He's in a happy place. You should be in a happy place when you play your instrument. Absolutely. I have to work on breathing all the time. So one of the things I use is this little PVC pipe. And right there it says in with a yawn, making sure we have huge open throats. Well, my PVC pipe helps me to do that. I stick it in my mouth. It's clean on one side. And I breathe in with the biggest open sound I can. I got to keep my shoulders down, and I'm taking in as much air as I can. I'm not using my math class avoid death breathing. I am using my musician breathing, which is huge air. Relax as possible, taking in the biggest breath ever. Filling all the way up. It's super important to breathe in as much air as I can so that I can use my air as my tool through my instrument.
Well, you sound like you're breathing like a tuba player.
You know, I've been called worse things.
Makes a lot of sense, Mr. Stehle.
Oh, thanks, Mr. Garris. What is this?
So as you know, all of my lessons, I like to add some kind of a challenge you can do on social media so that we can encourage all of the great musician things that we're doing and things that you can do with your family. So this one, all you need is paper. And if you really want to participate, to the highest degree, you can grab a pen. So what you can do is just take any sheet of paper, just make sure you talk to your parents and make sure you're not taking anything important from them, and just rip off a small portion of it like that. And we're gonna draw a fly because we're gonna stick a fly to the wall. It's the hashtag fly on the wall challenge. So I'm gonna draw a little antenna fly. Kind of looks like a bee, but there's the fly. And you go up to the wall and you're just gonna put it against the wall and you're gonna go close to it and you're gonna take a relaxed breath in. Take as long as you need to. I don't care how long you take to breathe in. It's not a race. You're gonna breathe in as much air as you can, and then you're gonna blow that air focused right into the center of the fly's head and keep the paper on the wall for as long
I'll time you.
All right, here we go.
1, 2, 3. Oh, I forgot what comes after 3.
3 seconds right there. So see if you can beat my record of 3 seconds so far. And we'll see how we do with that fly on the wall paper challenge, working on how much air we can take into our lungs, increasing that lung capacity.
That's
I
right.
like it.
And taking it. I'm sorry, Mr. Stehle.
I like it. That's awesome. I'm totally going to compete against you, Mr. Jackson.
I might too. And it's not just taking that air in, but taking it in the right way, because it's the right where air in creates that absolutely best trombone sound, tuba sound, flute sound, clarinet, saxophone sound, because that's what people want to hear. It's not fast fingers, it's good tone. Hey, how about this as a challenge too? How about the world's longest note? I know Stonehouse, Norge, DJ, Matoka students, before this pandemic, we had that challenge upcoming, and that was who could play the note the longest. And how do you do it? It's controlling that air in and it's controlling that air out. I'd be curious to see how long you pick a note of choice, your choice. How long can you play a note? And it's all about that air in.
And I'll upload that too. I'll upload that challenge also.
I like it. So let's do it. We got 2 challenges this week, fly on the wall paper challenge and the world's longest note paper challenge. Mr. Jackson, I don't want to sound too competitive, but you're going to eat my note.
I'm sure. We'll see if I can play. I bet I can play longer on the saxophone than you can on the tuba, though, with the same amount of air.
Challenge accepted. All right, guys, have fun practicing.
All right. Bye, students.
See ya.